So I just finished the watch along for the Brentford away game, and I've got to be honest. The first thing I did after that game was have a look around various Instagram accounts and YouTube channels to see what other West Ham fans were saying, because I didn't even know what my thoughts were on that game because it was just a slightly bizarre one when you put in the context of what's been happening. If you take away the context, it was just a bit of a crap game of football in which, by the end of it, two tired teams who didn't really know what they were doing just kicked the ball around as best they could, and then just went away being okay with a point. So first things first, like, back with the context, I think it's an away point. This was, a lot of people said this was a must-not-lose game, and we didn't lose. So clutching at straws, that gives us something to build on for the Ipswich game. Win that, which seems madly optimistic at this point, and then we go into the break, on an upward trajectory, doing better, improving, good things to come. Not necessarily. I think the next period of time is just going to be a game by game roller coaster of being a West Ham fan because we don't know what lineup is going to come out before each game. We don't know how we're going to turn up. So that's the situation. It's basically just like a game of conundrums in that Paqueta was just a bit annoying and lost possession and didn't do enough until he won possession, kept possession, and then moved towards the goal. Moved towards the goal that then made the passage of play that gave us a goal. Same as the Soucek thing, really. The Tomas Soucek conundrum. Soucek saves the day again, and in the whole game was fine. So the situation is that the players that we get fed up with still can provide moments in a game, which isn't ideal. But, apart from that, it was just a bit of a crap game of football, which has no bearing on the current context or the manager. We've had enough crap games of football and we'll continue to have them. And an away point is an away point. Man City were winning and then they came away only with a point. Arsenal got lucky with a couple of goals in injury time, but come 90 minutes, they were going away with a point, which made Sky Sports, Jones Knows, who does the predictions, basically like score predictions or betting predictions, gambling predictions he does. And he said City would win. They didn't. He said Arsenal would win. It's kind of obvious against Leicester, but they almost didn't. He did say we would draw against Brentford, so they got that one right. He said Chelsea would draw, and he said Everton would draw, so he got those wrong. And he said Fulham would win. So he was 50-50, and he got a bit lucky in that sense anyway. So it's just going to happen in games of football. Sometimes you're going to draw away and it's going to be annoying. Some things were bizarre. Taking Kudus off at half-time, it seems difficult to believe that was because of nothing. Like nothing caused that. Not just like an injury, but did Kudus get to the changing room? And did he get fed up? Was he impatient? Did he say something back to the manager? I don't know. And then putting on Soler, who didn't really have a bad second half, particularly, and not Somerville immediately. That was a bit weird. Playing Antonio, because Antonio's been with us for so long and is, a decent person in himself, it never feels right to just have a go at him or just blame him outright. But, he was just crap. Like in the watch-along, someone said, we're just turning on our own players. I don't think we're turning on them. We're just calling out crap performances in which Antonio, I don't think, offered anything. Like the basics of, are you actually going to offer something as a striker? Are you going to go to the ball, receive it and have it stick? Are you going to move so their defensive positioning changes? What are you going to do? Like as a basic level, let alone anything else he could do. I just thought he had a terrible game, and it's just weird that several of our players seem to just be over the hill like now. Like what we saw against Liverpool, like Soufal and Cresswell and Fabianski just look creaking and old and unable to just move freely, let alone run at pace. And the pace of, obviously, the Premier League these days, it's the paciest league around, a bit of a crap slogan. But it just seems that Fabianski, Soufal, Cresswell are now joined by, like the new player we've just signed, Rodriguez. Good footballer, but no energy, obviously no pace. And then, Antonio is just now, he was on the plateau, now he's over the hill. So they're the obvious, either they're just weird things. I don't want to call them negatives because there's just no point dwelling on them. I had to be happy with a point. I just had to be happy at full time. No matter that the game was winnable, no matter how much time and space Brentford gave us in that second half. I mean, they just gave each player, even when we were right on their final third, just acres of space and plenty of time to do something with it, and we didn't. So could be a bit frustrating that that's a bit of a missed opportunity, but I think where we are now is that we're not, I'm not ambitious enough. I'm thinking, that was a missed opportunity. I'm just glad that we just didn't lose that game. Because, just full-time blowing it for 2-1, then the whole thing would change. Trying to find positives or things to be grateful for. Alvarez is coming back. We badly need him. If he can just not hurl himself at the opposition and collect yellow cards and get sent off, then we definitely need him back. At what point does it become less and less stupid to say, why not just recall Potts back from his loan at Portsmouth because he's young and energetic and more energetic than Rodriguez, for example. And then I would say Soucek, but then he did score the goal. But at some point, we're just going to need more energy. Wan-Bissaka on the left and Mavropanos on the right seemed to actually work. It was against just a poor Brentford side, which is coming from, a West Ham fan and we're just doing terribly. So I'm not down talking Brentford, but their players are not that good, and they just, like I say, they gave us so much space that we did nothing with, and their goal came through just the slight edge of Mbuemo's foot. Decent strike. Paqueta's just staring at him, doesn't mark him. So I don't know at what point we need to think about getting Potts back and giving him time, or giving Orford game time, basically. But I think where we need to go next is, at least the defence was okay against Brentford. So whether you keep that Mavropanos on the right and Wan-Bissaka on the left. I thought Kilman and Todibo were fine. First goal, you should never just leave their striker just clear on the penalty area with no one around him. But apart from that, I still thought I liked Todibo based on what I saw of him so far. And the Lopetegui thing, he's a weird one, because it is a bit worrying that he doesn't know his best team, apparently, and it takes him too long to make changes. At least he made the changes, but clearly Antonio was providing nothing to the game. So just giving his game time at least. Other good news is that Fulkrug coming back. I don't even know if Fulkrug is even better than Ings. I have no idea based on what I've seen for us so far. You'd hope he is. And then, with the manager, just the only thing to focus on now is really less all this starting lineup and formation and tactics and this kind of thing. But we've got to go just old school, really. What my partner in the watch along, Norfie, said, just old school. We just need to go back to basics of just having the flat back four that doesn't go anywhere. Don't try and do much. If Mavropanos is on the right back, just have a right back. Don't try and bomb up the wing. Don't try and change to an inside right with back three, any of this. What it's about now is just spirit, really, showing fight, and what we were not doing in the first half, but we at least did in the second half, of actually just putting the effort in, wanting it more. It's all cliche, it's all football cliches, old school, back to basics, wanting it more, showing some fight, grit, gusto, whatever. It's all words, but that's what you've got to show on the pitch, just through your actions. If Bowen wants to figure out what kind of captain is he needs to be a nasty one at this point. He needs to go to the Roy Keane school of thinking and lay into his teammates if they're not doing it on the pitch. Enough encouragement, more stick than carrot, really. So I'll be going to the Ipswich game. I won't be on the next watch along, but obviously Northfield will be there. I don't know if Gio will keep him company on the snazzy new layout and stuff that they've got going on the live. So I'll be at the Ipswich game, and it's going to be very, very interesting when that game kicks off. A West Ham kickoff has never quite been as interesting as it is now. Will we let in a goal in the first 5 minutes? If we can get to 5 minutes with a clean sheet against Ipswich, we've won the first 5 minutes, and then we have to win every 5 minutes and ideally score a goal at that point. So, yeah, very much looking forward to the Ipswich game. I lost my voice a bit now because of the watch along, but I'll be in full voice. If you're anywhere, if you're going to the game, send me a message. We could have a pre-match pint and a mid-match pint and a post-match pint, because I think we might need it. So I'll see you there.